Here we are, Hedo Beach. On the second day here at Hedo, we took a little bit of a break and ran out into the jungle and shot some photos of ourselves.
Yeah, the resort's really great for photo opportunities. If you want to do that, it's the perfect time to do so. Get some great erotic photos in a bathing suit or nude for your house, for memories. I think they have a professional photographer here on site as well if you wanted to do that. But we did that ourselves and we had a great time.
Yeah, a lot of fun. We shot in the jungle kind of behind us here, and then on the far side of the property, there's a huge banyan tree, which lots of roots and vines and stuff. It's great. No one's said anything to us about it, including the staff who are here. They have signs posted all over the property about not taking photographs or video where other guests are going to be. So if you're off to the sides, you're fine. You can take pictures of yourselves.
Not including other people in your photos, naked photos, faces, things like that. It's the standard criteria that you use when you're at any lifestyle event.
Even the first day when we shot the video, we were right there on the beach. It's a public beach, and we did it all the way to the side so we wouldn't get anybody else in the shots.
Right.
Be respectful of your fellow guests.
Exactly. Now, the pool had entertainment, as it always does. Around 3 o'clock is when the pool party starts. That gives people time to sleep in, get their breakfast, have some lunch, and then head to the pool. That day was different because the staff actually came down to the pool and did a little bit of dancing. They covered their bodies in glitter, really great glitter, like neon, super shiny. I'd never seen glitter like that before. It was fabulous.
Yeah. They kind of look like disco balls.
Yeah, they did. It was really great. They were like the little party makers, getting things going around the pool, which was fun. The music was great. There was some dancing. Ed was doing a lot of flirting that day.
That's my job officially.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that tries to make the connections while we're there in the pool.
It's fun being in the pool because you get to float around, you have those conversations, you get to cozy up next to people, you get to bump and grind and hug and kiss and smooch and partake in a lot of fun, flirty activity and great conversations.
Yeah, and there's other stuff that happens at the pool. It's totally allowed at Hedo to have a little adult fun on the side of the pool, if you know what I mean.
In the chaise lounges, there was a little bit of that going on, which was a really nice show.
Yeah, a couple really good performances from some of the other guests.
Yeah. After that, most people go take a nap because they need to recharge before dinner, and then right after dinner is an entertainment show, and then another show on top of that, depending on who is here at that time at the resort. And when I say that, there are a lot of travel agencies and other groups and businesses that come here and promote their business and their culture and their party style. So you can go to Hedonism's website, check out who's going to be here on the calendar, and make a decision as to what group that you want to come with. If you want to come with that group, just book it through them.
Now, one of the interesting things we heard yesterday, which we'll pass on to you, we heard from a couple who'd been here with a group and been here when there wasn't a group. And it's interesting because the group actually kind of gets a little bit more subdued. There was almost like a group sociology experiment going on where you didn't want to stand out from the group too much. So you were a little bit more reserved about how you engaged. In other words, the non-group time that they had come here, people got really freaky really fast and like all kinds of crazy shit was going on. But with the groups, there's a little bit more of like a social vibe and people hanging out and having conversations. It's kind of a different experience depending on when you come.
Each month the themes change. Hedonism will put out a list so that you know how to order or curate your costumes for the week that you're going to be here, and it's consistent for that whole month. When we were here, the sexy bunny theme, it was supposed to be something else, but I really liked this theme a lot better.
Yeah,
People were dressed up super sexy and super cute. A lot of Hugh Hefner, outfits.
Playboy bunnies.
Did some really great variations on their theme. So don't feel like you have to get it right. Just do you. Do whatever's comfortable for you. Comfort is key. And remember, you're in a really hot environment, so you don't want to be wearing a full Lycra bodysuit. You're gonna die.
Right, it's pretty hot.
And some comfortable shoes. A lot of the women wear great sparkly sandals or sparkly sneakers or sparkly flip-flops, something that's going to be nice on your feet so that you can keep going throughout that evening and throughout the rest of the week.
Now, the irony with that is the gentleman who won the costume contest was actually in a head-to-toe, full fleece bunny suit. Bright pink bunny, great. He was hilarious. He was having a good time, but I cannot imagine that was very comfortable.
Yeah.
It sounds too hot for me.
The staff will pull you up sometimes to the stage, depending on what's going on that evening, and do a little contest and get some audience participation, and then you get prizes.
Right.
A lot of times they'll give you the Hedo bucks, which are spendable in the gift stores. We have like 8 Hedo bucks right now.
Yeah, we might be able to get a coffee.
Yeah, I want to get some of that Blue Mountain coffee beans because we love brewing our own French press coffee. So I'm excited about that. There was a cocktail party pre-dinner. And the cocktail party was to help fund, I call it the Hedo Fund. It's there in place for the staff in case an emergency comes, death in the family, surgery, car crash, any kind of emergency, it's there for them.
Yeah, it's almost like a family support network. And the club contributes back to the employees and helps them if they need it, which is great.
So the business itself does that, and then they also get additional donations from guests like us. Because the theme was bunny and it was Easter when we are here. Oh my God, they're so clever. They had a man and a woman near the dessert bar standing on a pedestal with a bowl underneath them because they were covered in chocolate.
Yep.
And it was just dripping off their bodies. They were live human chocolate bunnies.
Right.
It was sexy as heck.
It was very sexy. And I walked up to one of the people who was coated in chocolate afterwards, and they still smelled like chocolate. It was amazing.
It was really funny. When we were eating our dinner, I saw a staff member go over there, and she took a little paintbrush, and she was painting on chocolate that had dripped off. It took all of me to not walk up and go, because they just looked so yummy. The chocolate, oh my God, it smelled amazing.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was fun, it was playful, it was sexy, and that's what hedonism is all about. Dinner, of course, was fabulous again, and the entertainment that night was off the hook. It was, I didn't think it could get better, but it did. It got better. They had more exotic dancing. They had interaction.
There were 3 guests, female guests that came up, and they got to rub glitter all over one of the dancers. They hated it. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible.
If you get the opportunity to volunteer, there's some fun rewards in it too.
Right. There was a female singer also that night. Usually they'll have a group entertainment section and then a singing entertainment section, whether it's male or female or 2 males and a female. Right. I will say, though, every time they get the singers up there, they've got the volume so loud that most of the guests leave to go outside. You can still hear the music, but they're not down in front where they should be, giving that person the audience. And it's not because they don't enjoy it. It's just, it hurts their ears.
Pretty loud. So if you have sensitive ears, as Phoebe does,
I do.
Bring earplugs if you want to stay inside the building and listen in. It's helpful to have them just in case, and you'll be prepared.
You're here for a week usually, and they are loud dance party, music, entertainment. Even in the piano bar, it's loud, so you want to protect your ears.
Right. After
The staff entertainment was done, everyone went over to the designated area where the dance party was that night. They had big, huge, like round, iridescent balls, like massive, like huge, bigger than a person. And little ones, balloon sculptures and flowers and little bunnies and glitter. I mean, they really did a good job. So photo stations to do that, where the decorations were, a stage, with a DJ. And then, what else did they have?
Yeah, they had one of those really cool turntable photo booths. So you stand in the middle of the table, the camera spins around you, and you get these great kind of Matrix-style boomerang video shoots. And
360 camera.
we took a few of those
Yeah.
and had some fun with some friends.
We'll post those.
We'll post those.
Some turned out better than others. We didn't know that you're supposed to look at the camera as it's going around.
Right.
The music that night was all EDM, which I loved. And it was a lot of fun. It kept you moving. I danced pretty much half the night in my high heel shoes, and then my feet got blisters, and then I had to take them off.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We've done more dancing this trip than I think any of the other trips that we've been on. Even on the cruise, we usually only go out like 1 or 2 nights and
Yeah.
go dancing.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
And we were up till 1 a.m. dancing. Oh, they had staff dancing in cages.
Yeah, they had like a go-go cage, hanging upside down. They were interacting with the crowd. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Of course, they're always wearing super sexy clothes. It's just terrible to look at.
Right.
They also had an additional show. He came out, did a very, very sexy strip show for everybody, and took off his layers of clothes. The part that makes him very distinguishable
He's a very small penis. Very small.
was extremely large.
Yes.
And at first I was like, there's something in there. That's not real. There's something in there. But you know what? After it all came off,
It was real.
it was real.
Although there was some question if he had a medical issue, we're still a little concerned about his safety.
Of course, all the nurses and doctors are going,
Yeah, that hot wax at the end.
oh.
Yeah.
That was also part of the medical issue that we were concerned. No. But yes, he did. Well, now we're kind of giving it away. But yes, he did hot wax on, yeah. It was very sexy.
It was a sexy show.
We're joking and we're kidding, but the hot wax was real. You definitely will not be disappointed by the entertainment that the staff gives here. And then after that, everyone was roasting and hot and sweaty, so we all stripped off our clothes and we went over to the nude pool and we all hung out there until people got tired. The bar, I learned, is open till 5 a.m.
Yeah, we figured that out last night.
So if you want to stay up till 5 a.m. and drink till your heart's content, you
Yeah.
can do so. That's
Yeah.
when the sun comes up.
They'll serve pizza down there after hours. They'll serve grilled cheese and French fries. So
Yep.
there's lots of carbs if you're interested in that. If you're not, then your food options are a little bit more limited.
All right, so that is the wrap up for day 2, and we will be back with day 3.
Stay tuned.